G'day guys, and today Shorty and I are going to talk about the game at Simmons Stadium. It was Geelong and St Kilda, and in the end, we finally got a four-quarter performance going.
Yeah.
We got home in the end by 96 points. I had my worries early on. I thought we've been a bit disrespectful to the Saints, taking out a few players, Stevie J, Jared Rivers, maybe a couple of others.
Yeah.
You were at the game today, mate. How'd you see it?
Yeah, well, like you said, it was a good four-quarter performance. Tackling was up, and on the outside we were really impressive. I think Motlop played one of his better games for the year. And
He was good.
Yeah, he was fantastic. But yeah, it was a percentage boost we needed, because at one point I think we were about 10th as far as percentage goes, and we were sitting around 5th on the ladder. So we've made mention that could be the difference between at the end of the season. So
Final.
yeah, exactly. So that was really impressive, and we capitalised on St Kilda, because they've been struggling, and they were pretty disappointing today. They couldn't quite go with us on the inside nor the outside, and I think the 96 points was a solid reflection on the performance. But what were some of your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, well, I was really impressed with the way we played. Pretty much four quarters. I mean, the Saints chipped back a little bit in the final term, much to your disappointment. But
yeah, it's frustrating, but we did hit back. So
yeah, it was good to get a bit of a response. But no, we were fantastic on the outside and took a lot of uncontested marks, and we just used the footy really well. And that hasn't been one of our greatest features this year, but we certainly used the ball well. And also, not to mention about
the hitting up of the targets.
Yeah, the hit up of the targets inside 50 was also exceptional, and that's when we're playing well. We've sort of hitting our targets, and also going inside 50 really efficiently as well.
That has been a feature when we were right at our best. Sort of a few years ago, we would often dominate marks inside 50, and I haven't seen the stats today, but I think we would have had quite a few marks inside 50.
Yeah, so we used it really well, and it reminded me of the game a few weeks ago against North, where we didn't really have that many options, but we stuck to our guns and found targets. And it's much better than just bombing the ball in and hoping Hawkins can take a contested mark. It's not going to happen every day of the week, and it didn't really feature till sort of late in the third quarter. And it was good we didn't have to rely on him.
And Selwood too.
Selwood got 11 possessions today, and you would have thought he would have had about 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he kicked a few goals as well, but really, really good signs that we have not had to rely on Hawkins and Selwood a lot on a day like today.
Yeah,
because
that was a big positive.
Yeah, usually we need them to really sort of fire to get us across the line, but to get some of their second-tier players playing well, and a few debutants in Lang and Hartman playing well, was a real positive as well. So
they didn't look out of place at all, which was good.
Yeah, plenty of pressure, and they certainly loved it.
Yeah.
We finally have a bit of tenacity back in our game as well. Plenty of tackling, and just plenty of endeavour and effort, and I really enjoyed seeing that today.
Yeah, that urgency that at times we've sort of felt just hasn't been there.
Yeah, that's the perfect word to describe it, mate. You hit the nail on the head.
Made a return big time today for four quarters,
Absolutely. Well, we'll move on to the votes. Our three best players on the ground. Who did you have, mate?
Yeah, I gave Matty Stokes the 3 votes. He just racks the ball up, and like you say, I was at the game. You sometimes don't notice him, but he just keeps racking the ball up, and
yeah, he does.
He's in so many chains. I think he had 36 possessions, led us for the contested possessions. So I gave him the 3 votes. Another good game from him after he was good against the Blues. And I gave 2 votes to Mitch Duncan. I think he ended up with the 20 touches, but his first half was sensational, and I think he kicked the 3 goals in the first half from memory. So he's such a clean player, always uses it well, and he got the 2 votes. And I gave the 1 vote to Jimmy Bartel. He was had the 32 possessions, and was pretty impressive, 13 marks.
Yeah.
A lot was sort of behind our centre of the ground, just sort of chipping around, but he was pretty impressive today.
Went back the clock a little bit.
Yeah, playing through the midfield, which was really good.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, all over it, wasn't he? But who did you give the votes to, mate?
Yeah, well, I went with Mitch Duncan to get the 3 votes. He obviously got the 20 possessions, and he got 13 marks as well. A few players seem to take 13 marks, and got the 3 goals. And the reason why I get sort of 3 votes is, he didn't get the most possessions or was the most effective player, but he uses the ball so well, and he got those goals when we really needed them. And he stood up, obviously, in the heat of the game, early on. Obviously, after sort of,
it's when it matters.
It's when it matters, and that's right. So that's why he gets a 3. 2 votes to Tom Hawkins. He was sort of kept out of the game a little bit by Delaney, but I thought his ability to present up, take lots of contested marks and just marks in general. He just has that ultimate presence on the ground, and you just must feel so powerful when he's in your side. So.
Yeah, he straightens us up well, really.
Absolutely. He got 3 goals, 3 in the end. I think he took 13 marks as well.
Yeah.
I imagine a few of those would have been contested. So I thought, even though his output was somewhat limited in the first half, the way he responded in the second half when the game was done was commendable.
Yeah, definitely.
And I gave the 1 vote to Jimmy Bartell. As I said, wound back the clock with the 32 possessions. I could not remember the last time he got 30 touches.
Yeah.
It feels like it's been a while. And yeah, he took the 13 marks as well, and I think he got 5 tackles and got a goal. So yeah, I remember there was this play in the third quarter, I'm pretty sure. It was where the ball was kicked out of the fence, and then he had the most amazing half volley, split through a few players, perfect pass to Motlop, who perfectly passed it off to Tom Hawkins.
The Jimmy of old.
Yeah.
Brownlow medal stuff.
It was absolutely poetry in motion, and that was a wonderful piece of play to watch. And yeah, so that pretty much wraps up the players' votes. Now onto the chopping block. Who have you got on the block this week, mate?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, quite a few changes both on the Friday night and this morning, basically. A few late ones. I think McIntosh will probably come back into the side. Simpson was, he was pretty serviceable. You mentioned that he had like 50 plus hit-outs, which is pretty impressive, but he just doesn't quite clunk those big marks that, you'd love to see him take as a big man, where McIntosh has been. And he's a viable forward option as well at times. So
yeah, Simpson a bit one-dimensional. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see McIntosh come back in the side, and a couple of others. Obviously, Steve Johnson, who was a late out, as well as Jared Rivers. I think they'll both come back in. Steve J's, he just comes straight back in. Of
It's
course.
pretty simple, yeah.
Yeah, but Rivers.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, exactly. I think Rivers with Sam Day, Dixon, and Tommy Lynch for the Suns next week. I think we'll need his height down back, so I think he'll come back. Another one in the reserves was Alan Christensen. He was, again, one of our best. And it'll be a bit tough to make way for him because obviously Hartman and Lang were pretty impressive and
yeah, they were,
on debut. But I think they'll probably, go back to the reserves. Good experience with a game under their belt, but you've got to make way for Big Stevie J and Jared Rivers.
Josh Caddy was all right as well.
Yeah, he certainly was. I think he had quite a few touches as well. But I think they might leave him in the reserves for 1 more week, depending on his fitness. But Shane Kirsten, probably worth a mention too.
Yes.
I like Josh Walker's game today. I thought he was alright with a few goals, but Kirsten kicked 6 in the reserves. So he's certainly pushing the envelope there. But I think they'll make those 4 changes. Christensen, I think, will come back and be back to his best and add plenty to the side. But yeah, it's starting to get that midfield core group back, which is good. And Selwood played the majority of the game in the forward half, hence his 11 touches. So plenty of options through the midfield there. But that's the chopping block for this week, mate. And ahead of what is a big game next week against Gold Coast, they'll be eager to bounce back.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, Gold Coast they went down to the Eagles by 3 points.
Yeah.
They amazingly came back at 3/4 time. I think it was about 36 or 35. I thought, there's still a bit of a chance. Sometimes they, strike well in the last quarter, but did quite get the job done. So yeah, we're heading over to Metricon Stadium. Obviously, I think it's the next Saturday night.
Sure is, yeah.
Next Saturday night, good. Yeah, so that's a huge clash for both sides. I mean, Gold Coast, it'll be a real sort of, it'll judge where they're at. I guess it'll judge where both sides are at, but it'll sort of test how well they can compete with the top sides. Whether we're a top side or not will be determined by this game.
Exactly.
I feel. So
yeah,
it's a real judgment for both. So judging by today's performance, I'd have to say we're a relatively good chance. I mean, a few weeks ago I would have tipped Gold Coast, absolutely no worries at all. But Geelong showed some really good form today, and even with some of their stars not playing well and not playing at all, even though it is the Saints and they're sort of bottom 4 side, it gives me confidence. I reckon we're a good chance to maybe beat them over there. I still don't know. It's a bit of a flip at the coin, but
yeah, no, I agree with you, mate. Because I mean, they are tough to beat over there, and we have mentioned that their speed in previous weeks, coming up against Gold Coast with their outside run will be tough. But we've asked, a better performance just in the manner they go about it, and we've mentioned the urgency, and we got that today. So I think, I expect a good performance. I certainly hope so because I'll be there.
Yeah,
so I'll be up
making
in
the trip.
Coast. Yeah, I'm making the trip, first interstate match, so that'll be exciting. But hopefully, don't cop too much flack from Gold Coast fans if they're smashing us. But
Yeah, no. If I have to put a tip out there right now, I'd have to say Gold Coast under a kick. I mean, our away wins haven't really been there, and our best footy's pretty much been at Simmons Stadium this year. I think we're a good chance to win, but yeah, I'll always back in the underdog.
Yeah, we need to smash them on the inside there because they've got us on the outside with Swallow and Ablett, O'Meara, Prestia.
Plenty of class.
Exactly, so we'll welcome back hopefully Christensen and Johnson and obviously Sal. We need to win the contested footy. But yeah, it will be a tough match. Often a good mark of a top 4 side to be able to perform on the road. So
yeah, absolutely.
We haven't done so far, so hopefully we can in a week.
Yeah, well, those are some thoughts from Shorty and myself on the game with Geelong and St Kilda at Simmons Stadium. Comments what your thoughts were on the game and how well the Cats went. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and also don't forget to check out my mate darijoe, who does the Geelong goals for each week. I think he'll probably have it up sometime tomorrow. Obviously, yeah.
With the Sunday.
Yeah, with the Sunday game, a bit later. But yeah, so go and check out his content. Follow us on Twitter as well, and subscribe to us. We love the love. So yeah, no, we really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you all soon.